Hello students, welcome to Daily Chronicles by Abhiram Ias. So today let's discuss the most important topics from the Indian Express PIB and also the Hindu. So the topics we have choose today are about Dr. B.R. Ambedkar. Why? Because today is his birth anniversary. Okay, and let's also talk about governor and president and regarding with the powers with the bills. And also let's talk about the Bodh Gaya ESA's biomass mission, and also let's talk about the Genome India project. Chalo, let's start. The first article is about Dr. Baba Saheb Ambedkar. Why? Because April 14th is his birth anniversary, right? Now, see, in this context, let's talk about Dr. Ambedkar. But see, we can't discuss everything about Ambedkar now because in the limited time, it's impossible to talk about him because he's completely a set of book, right? So, we'll confine our context with related to the prelims perspective. Now, coming from the Dalit family, he has rose to a power where he is now called as father of Indian Constitution, right? Father of Indian Constitution. Now, how did it happen? See, basically, Ambedkar was not allowed to drink the water from the well, the common well which is present there, and he was also not allowed to the schools also. But with the power of education, he has rose himself, and now he is the father of Indian Constitution which we are following today. So basically, he is from Madhya Pradesh, and he studied in Colombo University, New York, and in London School of Economics. And further, if we see, he has written many books and journals also. Among them, the important are Annihilation of Caste, Buddha of Karl Marx, and also The Untouchable. This is very important. The Untouchable. Do not confuse with this Gandhi. See, basically in exam they will give the untouchable, who are they and why they have become untouchables. They'll give like authors and they'll give Gandhi or Ambedkar, so do not get confused. Buddha and his Dharma, and also The Rise and Fall of Hindu Women. These are his major books. One is Annihilation of Caste, other is the Buddha of Karl Marx, and also The Untouchable. This is very important. Buddha and his Dharma, and also The Rise and Fall of Hindu Women. And also if we talk about the journals, Muk Nayak is very important among them, and Bahishkrit Bharat, Samata and Jamata. These were the four journals written by the Dr. B.R. Ambedkar. What is that? See, again I'm repeating, Muk Nayak, this is very important for the exam. Remember, Bahishkrit Bharat, we all know, and Samata and Jamata were the journals written by the B.R. Ambedkar. Now, coming to his years of contribution, in 1923, he has founded the Bahishkrit Bharat. Remember, in 1923, he has formed the Bahishkrit Hitakarni Sabha. Okay, Bahishkrit Hitakarni Sabha. And again later, in 1924, he has started Association for the Welfare of the Depressed Classes. This is not important, but 1923, he has founded the Bahishkrit Hitakarni Sabha. And later in 1922, he has led the Mahat Satyagraha. Mahat Satyagraha is led by the Dr. B.R. Ambedkar, and he also launched the Bahishkrit Bharat in the year 1922. In 1923, he has formed the Bahishkrit Hitakarni Sabha. In 1922, he has led the Mahat Satyagraha and launched the Bahishkrit Bharat. Okay. In 1932, he has signed the Pune Pact with Gandhi against the separate electorates. Okay. And in 1936, he has formed independent party called Labour Party. Remember this, Labour Party is founded by the Dr. B.R. Ambedkar. And further, in 1942, he has formed the Scheduled Caste Federation. Okay, remember this is very important chronology of him. He has founded the Labour Party and also Mahat Satyagraha. He has led the Mahat Satyagraha, right? And also, he formed the Scheduled Caste Federation. Now further, let's see the political contribution of him. In the year 1942, he was a Labour member where in the Executive Council of Governor General, and further in 1946, he has been elected to the Constituent Assembly of the Bengal, and further in 1947, in the independence, he is the first Law Minister of the Independent India. Who is the first Law Minister of Independent India? Dr. B.R. Ambedkar. And further, he is also the Chairman of Drafting Committee, who is also known as the Father of Indian Constitution. And further, in the year 1951, he has been resigned from the party because of the Hindu Code Bill. Okay. this is a small thing, this is a small like description about Dr. B.R. Ambedkar with regarding to the prelims perspective. So remember, books can be asked, journals can be asked, his political theory can, his political years can be asked, like he led the Mahat Satyagraha, Scheduled Caste Federation and also Labour Party. Such questions can be asked in the exam. Now, next let's talk about the bills. With bills with respect to the president and governor. Now, why this is in news? See, last week there was a news that Supreme Court said with regards to the Tamil Nadu governor, like the Supreme Court last week deemed bills kept pending by Tamil Nadu governor R.N. Ravi to have received the assent. And now what is happening is Kerala is also approaching the Supreme Court, telling that Supreme Court should deem the bills with regards the pending of the bills with the president. See, simple, I'll tell you again. Tamil Nadu, what last week what did the Supreme Court tell is that in context of Tamil Nadu governor, it has said that what are the pending bills over the governor, it has to be deemed assent. Okay, deemed assent. Now the same thing Kerala is following. So Kerala is having pending bills from the president. So Kerala is approaching the Supreme Court and asking that what are the bills are pending over the time with the president, they should be given an assent. Okay. So what is the issue now? Governance and the president delayed or did not act on bills passed by the state legislatives. Example, with governor is Tamil Nadu and with Kerala is president. So some governors sent bills to the president who withheld the assent for few bills. Now what Kerala is arguing that bills pending with the president to be deemed as passed, similar to the Tamil Nadu's case. Now other thing is that governor sending bills to the president was NRS in law, because last week Supreme Court has told that in Tamil Nadu context, which are the bills pending with the governor, they are illegal and NRS in nature, and so that they have given the assent. Right? And the Kerala is asking similar to the Supreme Court. Now in this context, let's talk about the powers of bills with respect to the president and governor. So basically, governor is dealing with the state bills and president is dealing with the state bills and also the central bills. Now after receiving a bill, the governor will have 4 options to choose. One is giving the assent, or next is the withholding the assent, and next is the returning the bill if it is not a money bill. Money bills cannot be returned back. Okay. And also he can reserve for the president. But whereas coming to the president, he is having only the 3 options. One is giving assent, giving withhold, or returning the bill to same parliament. If it is not a money bill, money bills are never sent back again. Okay. Now power to return a bill, yes, he can return a bill if it is non-money bill, and he will review for the reconsideration. And president also can return the non-money bill once for the reconsideration. Now they can withhold the assent. Yes, they can withhold the assent, and there is no definite time for this withholding of the bills. Same for president, there is no limit, and for governor also there is no limit. Now coming for the reservation for the president. So basically, governor withholds for the president, in which cases he can reserve a bill for president consideration, especially if it is opposing the central laws. If it is opposing the central laws or affecting the high court powers and the concerns of national interest. And the same way, there is no such power for the president, but when he is receiving a reserve bill from the governor, the president can give assent or withhold or return if it is not a money bill to the states again. So as we discussed, he cannot return a money bill to the state legislature, and president also cannot return the money bill to the parliament. What is the time limit? There is no time limit. Okay, that is why this issue is happening. And also for president also there is no time limit. And is there a judicial review? Yes, governor's assent decisions can be questioned in the court in rare cases, and president also. President's assent decisions are immune to the judicial review under Article 361. So this is the powers of president and governor with respect to the bills. understood the Kerala issue and Tamil Nadu issue, right? Now these are the powers, these are the differences between withholding of bills in regarding with the president and the governor. This is important for the prelims. Remember, they may ask the articles, or they may ask whether the time limit or judicial review, or what are the reservation, what are the contexts for reserving the bill. Okay, next let's talk about Bodh Gaya. Now, why this Bodh Gaya is in news? Basically, there has been an issue going on in this Bodh Gaya temple. Bodh Gaya temple. Now, what is that issue? See, basically there was a Bodh Gaya temple management committee, which is having 4 Hindus and 4 Buddhists in this council. Now, what is happening? Buddhists are telling that, see, the majority there is overruled by Hindus. Why? Because 4 Hindus plus 1 district magistrate, and this district magistrate is from Hindu community. Now, what these Buddhist people are claiming is that, no, we want complete majority of Buddhists to handle this Bodh Gaya. So that is why this is in news again. Let's see the historical significance, and let's also see the historical background of this dispute. So basically, it was constructed by Ashoka, it was built by Ashoka in 3rd century BCE, and it has been remained as a Buddhist site for centuries now. And why it is at most important is because Siddhartha Gautam, who is also called Buddha, has been enlightened there under the people tree. Okay, enlightenment has been done in this place. That is why it is very sacred to the Buddhist. Right? And now, coming to the medieval period, after this, see, Ashoka was built, right? And next, it has been remained Buddhist center until the Pala period, until the destruction of the people tree. Now, in medieval period, in 1590, a Hindu monk has claimed that Bodh Gaya Mutt, he has been established a Bodh Gaya Mutt, claiming control over this site. And after, during the independence era, that is colonial period, Buddhist records have been listed this temple as Hindu community temple, Hindu control temple. And now after the post-independence, what happened? There has been Bodh Gaya Temple Authority, Bodh Gaya Temple Act of 1948, which has been shifted this control from a single Hindu authority to a joint committee, where the joint committee consists of 4 Hindus, 4 Buddhists and 1 district magistrate. And basically this district magistrate is of Hindu community. So now what is happening? 5 Hindus plus 4 Buddhist persons. What is happening? Majority is being ruled by the Hindus. That is why the dispute has been started. Now Buddhists are asking entire responsibility of Bodh Gaya should be given to Buddhist itself, because that is their very sacred place. Right? Now let's talk about Bodh Gaya. Where it is located? It is located in Bihar, in the banks of Niranjana river. Bodh Gaya is located in Bihar on the Niranjana lake. Now, what is its religious significance? Prince Siddhartha Gautam has turned into Buddha after the enlightenment here. Okay, it is where the Siddhartha Gautam has turned into Buddha, attaining the enlightenment. Okay, what are the other sacred places? One is Lumbini, as Gautam Buddha has taken birth in Lumbini, and Sarnath, it is his first sermon. Buddha has given his first sermon in Sarnath, and later Kushinagar, his death place. Once again, let's see this. This is important. As in the exam twice, Lumbini is related with the place of birth of Buddha, and Sarnath is where he has given his first ceremony, and next death is Kushinara, and enlightenment has been taken place in the where? Bodh Gaya place. Now, also if we see the historical origin, Ashoka has been built this. Okay. Now, it has been given the UNESCO status also, World Heritage Site, since the year 2002. Okay, UNESCO status, it has been given in the year 2002. So this is with regard to the Bodh Gaya temple. This is important, Amma. This is like in series a couple of times it is there in news. Please be prepared for this question. Like they may ask something about this context. Now further, let's talk. This is very important. Let's talk about ESA biomass mission. ESA biomass mission. European Space Agency is launching the biomass mission like next week, I think so. Yeah, it is not I think so, it is next week. Okay. in April 29th, they'll be launching this. April 29th, ESA will be launching this biomass mission. Now, what is biomass basically? We know biomass is nothing but organic residue from plants and animals. Organic residue from plants and animals. So basically, if you see in the nature, from small microbe to a big California red tree, that is trees, from small microbes to red trees, we'll be having carbon as a major compound, right? Carbon as a major compound. And this carbon, neither it degenerates, neither it goes away from this earth. But what happened? It will circulate in the earth itself, right? Like the energy, neither energy can't be destroyed nor generated. So the same way, carbon cannot be destroyed, or it can be regenerated, but it cannot be destroyed, and it will not go from this earth. So that is the carbon cycle. Now what the scientists are doing, basically they want to detect this biomass capacity in the worldwide. So that is why they are bringing the biomass mission. Now, what will this biomass mission do? I'll read the article for you once again. See, all the life on earth, from smallest microbes to the gigantic California redwoods, is carbon based. As such, carbon is the major element, and that makes the life as we know it possible. But earth doesn't gain or lose any carbon. So the element will move between the earth atmosphere itself in the living organisms, earth crust and soil and oceans. Now this is called as carbon cycle basically. Now what is the scientist doing? They want to see how much amount of biomass is there. Okay, now why this is useful? Let's see. But let's see about ESA's biomass mission. Its launch date is April 29, 2025, and it is the launch vehicle is Vega C rocket, and also the launch site is Kourou Space Port in French Guiana, remember this. And the orbit type is, the satellite will enter a sun synchronous orbit, okay, remember this. So the launch date is April 29, and the launch vehicle is Vega C rocket, and the launch site is French Guiana, and coming to the orbit type, it is sun synchronous orbit. Now let's see what is the significance of this mission. Basically, it is mapping the global forest biomass. Okay, we saw what is biomass. It is the organic residue majorly from plants and animals. It is mapping this global forest biomass, and the next is monitoring the forest changes. So due to this biomass, we can also see how the climate is changing and how the forest is changing. Okay, monitoring the forest change and also providing the carbon storage estimations. See, carbon dioxide is the most potent greenhouse gas, right? So if we want to control these greenhouse gases emissions, we have to estimate some carbon storage, and it is helping there. So it is providing carbon storage estimates, and it is also improving the global carbon balance understanding for the climate change regulation. And also lastly, contribution to the climate change studies. It's all related about the climate change, so please do conserve the trees as much as possible. And further, let's talk about its technology. What technology it is using? It is using the synthetic aperture radar. So that is, it is using innovative radar technology for detailed environmental imaging, and also it is using P-band frequency, where these are long waves. So it even captures the deep canopy penetration also. What is canopy? The tree cover. Now, what is the difference between tree cover and forest cover? Tree cover is nothing but overall trees. Wherever we see the tree cover, wherever we see the trees, that is the tree cover. What is forest cover? Only if it's specific to the forest. So, P-band frequency, where long wave frequency enables deep canopy penetration also. Okay, what is canopy here? See, the shadow, you can see here this branches shadow will fall on the land. So till where it is covering, that is called the canopy. Where the branches are covering, till what extent, that area is called as canopy area. And it is having 12-meter antenna. Why? Because large antennas can capture the data data collection easily, and it will provide the 3D imaging, 3D images, and also it can also monitor near the Antarctic area also, Antarctic monitoring. So this is the significance of this, and this is the technology. Let's see the significance once. It is used in mapping the global forest biomass and also monitoring the forest changes, and also providing carbon storage estimates for climate change regulations, and also it improves the global carbon balance understanding, and also lastly it is contributing to the climate change studies. And if we see the technology, it is using P-band technology, 3D imaging, and also synthetic radar apparature, and also it can monitor in the Antarctic areas also. Now lastly, let's discuss about the Genome India project. Now why it is in use? The first phase has been completed. First phase of Genome India has been completed. So this article is telling the significance of this. So basically, if we see the first leg of India's ambitious program to map the genetic diversity of its people is now complete, and its data are ready to be used. So it has been collected from 10,000 individuals, 10,000 individuals from 83 population groups, 83 population groups. Now let's talk about this machine. Now why this project is used? Because it is an initiative to study the genetic diversity among the people. It is inspired by the Human Genome Project, and it is coordinated by the Department of Biotechnology, and it is based at Indian Institute of Science in Bangalore. Over 100 scientists have been studied this. Now what is significance of the significance of this? Basically the tracing of ancestry. Okay, tracing of ancestry, and also migration patterns from where we have come, and also adaptations to local climate, how the genes evolved are adapting to the climate changes, and also understanding the intermingling of different groups. Okay, and also for the disease control, for also disease control. Now what are these objectives? Basically if we see, it is built for Indian reference of genomes. Now what is genome basically? Now basically what is this genome here? See, genome is nothing but the complete set of genetic information, stored in the DNA, that is here genome. So basically if we study this genome, we can see the disease control also, and also we can trace the ancestry and also adaptations to the climate changes. Now if we see its objectives, so it is built in an Indian perspective reference to see the genome things, and enabling the precision medicine, and also creating a comprehensive Indian genome database. Now what are its key features? Basically from 10,000 population, 10,000 individuals, the genomes are collected, and from among 83 population groups from diverse different geographical and linguistic diversities, and their DNA samples have been collected from the white blood cells. Now if we see the health and medical application significance, basically to identify the disease susceptibility. Okay, and also it provides the treatment based things also, and also it will enable for special treatments of various diseases, and also it will also study like how the specific drugs will act on the specific genes. Okay, our diversities are different. So basically if we see this, we can see due to this genomic studies, like how a drug is acting on different bodies. Like in North India, if we see, there they can tolerate to the cold, but in South India we can't tolerate to the cold, but whereas we can tolerate to the summer sunny days, but in North India they can't be they can't adapt their bodies to the very sunny days, right? So the same way every body is different from everyone, right? So these genomic studies can see that how the drugs will act on different body, different genetic of bodies. So that is where this comes into the picture. Okay, so tracing ancestry and also local migration patterns, and also adaptations to the local climate, understanding the drug perspectives, like also it will see how it is acting on different genetic diversities. Okay, that is the importance of Genome India project. With this, I'll conclude today's current affairs. Thank you.